There's an extraterrestrial underground UFO base under Lake Erie of the Great Lakes, according to a researcher. This is translated from a Greek article. A new video showing an unidentified flying object. UFOs were recorded at Lake Erie over Ohio in the USA, and the video appears to be flying through the clouds while remaining stationary on the lake surface for some time. And like the video narrator says, neighbors living near the lake often report appearances of UFOs in that area. This indicates that Lake Erie is a source of extraterrestrial activity, they believe, and that the objects remain deliberately immovable above it, but for unknown reasons. Dr. Richard Soder, a philosopher and author of mystery books, claims that, quote, there is an underground base beneath Lake Erie, which is part of the Great Lakes on the border between the United States and Canada. Soder believes that there may be an alien base beneath the waters of Lake Erie for the management of aquatic aliens. Clearly, the lake is closely linked to the UFO phenomenon when unknown flying objects were found in this area. Quote, these UFOs are probably manned by an alien species living beneath the seabed that also has a technological advancement that allows them to get out of this environment. This lake is a good place to build underground buildings. It's easy to drill because of the huge reservoir. The reservoir's there, and so flying objects can enter and exit without problems, he said. One witness also reported seeing a large UFO rising above Lake Erie, quote, a strange metallic conical object with two glowing lights came out of the lake and then disappeared, end quote. Another witness pointed to this place as a mysterious area where events are considered very strange. Now we know yesterday, it's a coincidence I guess, but yesterday I put up a video having to do with the Native Americans of Canada and the United States, that they have found to have DNA of ancient Greeks, specifically from Crete. The Crete Minoan DNA was found in Native American Indians, and also the text of ancient Greek Plutarchos stated that the ancient Greeks were going to the area across the Atlantic Ocean by way of the British Isles. They would catch the Gulf Stream, and that would take them, the Gulf Stream alone, at 4 to 5 miles an hour. Now, they would go to northern England. We know they had trade routes there. They were bringing things from Greece like wine, olives, ceramic goods, raisins, things like that, and figs, tropical fruit. And they would bring back tin from the British Isles, tin. And we even know that at the time of our Lord Jesus Christ, his uncle was the high priest Joseph of Arimathea, in whose tomb he was buried. Joseph of Arimathea had a shipping company, and he was trading goods from Israel towards the British Isles and Spain and Portugal, what we know as Spain and Portugal today, Iberia. And he was bringing back tin from Britain. Now, the Greeks were doing that way before then, and they were also going from northern Scotland and Ireland towards Iceland. From there, they would go hop, skip, and a jump to Greenland, and from Greenland to Labrador. And that's the way they took around. And Plutarch also says that they went around, he said he had been there, and he went around June 9th to July 9th. He was explaining the stars above him, and the astronomers came to the conclusion that it was around June or July of that, about 100 years BC. And he claims that he gave us a location where they were. They were around the St. Lawrence Seaway. Okay, and also we in that video, I'll leave a link below, they had extracted over 500,000 tons of copper from the Great Lakes. They have found empty shafts, empty of copper. And the question everybody has, the archaeologists saying, where, and the geologists saying, where did who took all this copper? And, this was ancient mining. And we know that copper was brought to Egypt and Israel. And the copper in Cyprus, for example, and the area there around the Mediterranean was not enough copper. And they brought it over from the Great Lakes. That's why that area is empty of copper. The only copper that remained was just a few trinkets for the Native Americans to have as jewelry, as copper jewelry. So this is very interesting. Again, the Atlanteans were not all, they were giant in the earth in those days, and even after that, men of renown. Now, the Manly P. Hall also goes to explain that these entities that we see, these UFOs that we see, could be leftovers, could be, it's a question, theory, leftovers from the Atlanteans who lived thousands of years. They had longevity. And these UFOs, these advanced craft, are most probably theirs. I mean, these people need not be from other star systems. They could be from our own Earth from way back when. So anyway, tell me what you think. I think this is very interesting. People seeing UFO. I saw a UFO. Okay, I was about 12, 13 years old. I used to live in Canada. I'm Canadian as well as American and Greek. But one summer we saw a UFO over our cul-de-sac, at the end of our cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. It was over an electrical tower. It was a bright light orb, just hovering, no noise whatsoever. The air was still. It was a very nice summer, beautiful evening. And we were going around the block with our bicycles, and we saw it sitting there for like half an hour, And we all decided it must have been, by process of elimination, it must have been a UFO. So at that time, we were only 10 million people living in Canada, mostly on the eastern seaboard. And now there's about 30 million, but you can understand how sparsely populated Canada was even then. Anyway, tell me what you think. I think this is really, really something. This is translated from a Greek article. I'll leave a link below for you for this. And, okay, so we have witnesses to this, it seems. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.